The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. This is your weekly album check-in. I am your culture critic. I am your music reviewer. I am the one and only Cole Jackson. Thank you for joining me for another episode. I hope the middle of your week is going good. It's Wednesday. That means we only got a few more days to get into the weekend. And I hope that we get there soon because this past weekend for music was trash. It was garbage. There was really not anything good that came out this past weekend. There was a few things. I caught a nice little gem, and I'll tell you about it later on in the show. But I don't know what 2025 is doing when it comes to music, but it has not been a good year. I really wish that we could get some better albums than what we've been getting. Hey, all you artists out there, hip hop artists, figure it out, man. Get in the studio and start rapping, bro. Y'all are really killing me with some of this music that y'all are putting out here, man. Y'all are lackluster. You're sitting up here not trying to figure it out. I gotta wait till August to get to a JID album, which I know is gonna be heat. Nothing, we don't even have a song in the summer. And if you keep saying Nokia, I'm gonna slap you. We have no song for the summertime. We don't have songs with an S for the summertime. Like, this has been such a weak year. My album of the year list is so terrible right now. Like, it is pretty bad. And I don't know what's going on with music this year. I really hope that we can pick it up. It's May. We're about to hit the middle of May, believe it or not. And we got to pick this shit up because I'm telling you right now, if some of these artists don't figure out how to make some better music, then I'm about to go start listening to jazz, pick up that Andre 3000 piano album and listen to that shit. Artists, you guys need to figure it out. This week, I got 2 albums for you and a few songs to put in your playlist and some songs that you need to avoid. So let's go ahead and get into some of these critiques.
New releases.
So when I seen this first artist drop his album, I was super excited because he's coming off of the hype of being on GNX. Lefty Gunplay and Jason Martin drops Can't Get Right. 15 tracks, 33 minutes long. I was super excited to hear Lefty because West Coast is really doing a great job with music these days. Coming off of the Rayvon album about a week or two ago, which I'm still listening to, is still in rotation. Right now, the West Coast is doing some really good stuff. I seen that he was linking up with Jason Martin. Jason Martin is coming off of a great album from last year called Trooper Cobber, where he collabed with DJ Quick and had a slew of talent from the West Coast on there. And that was one of my sleeper albums of last year. So I'm thinking you get somebody who has all of this hype coming off of the GNX album. You got Jason Martin, who just came off of having like a very great sleeper album. What could possibly go wrong? My expectations were high as fuck when I seen this album, and I knew we was gonna get something good. And then I listened to it. This album feels like it's stuck completely in the 90s, early 2000s. I felt like I was listening to a South Central Cartel or a Compton Most Wanted album, which is not good because we're in 2025. The West Coast has evolved. The sound is different. I was looking for more of a Rayvon type sound or GNX sound. I think that Jason Martin is one of those producers who knows what the modern West Coast sound sounds like. You know what I'm saying? You could have stole a little bit from the Bay. This is really a LA sounding album, which is not necessarily bad if it was an LA of 2025 and not an LA of 2002. The production choices on this album aren't really the best, but they're not a total loss. It was tracks like Through the Fire, Grey Goose Freestyle, Scary Movie. Those were some pretty good tracks. But overall, I don't know what Jason Martin was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to put this album in the early 2000s and late 90s, but it really felt like somebody who didn't understand the assignment. Jason Martin was also somebody who was collabing on this album as a rapper, and I'll get to that later, but it's like Jason Martin, Mike and Keys was on this album as well, and they did some production on here. And I like Mike and Keys, or I usually like Mike and Keys, but they didn't do a good job on the production either. Like, it really felt like they wanted to make this a 2002 album, and that's something that I just don't understand why they made that choice. It's not a complete and total loss. There were songs on here like Through the Fire or Grey Goose Freestyle. Even the Scary Movie track kind of moved me the second time around. From the opening of the album, I waited, I went through like 3, 4 songs to kind of get stuff going on and just kind of take off. But it felt like every time they made a step forward, it felt like they took 2 or 3 steps back, and it just couldn't take off for me. Like the production really drug this album down. And it's sad to say because I love Jason Martin and I love what he does when it comes to his production choices. I was not expecting Lefty Gunplay to rap like he was The Game or Ice Cube or anybody like that. I didn't even think he would be rapping like Little B. I expected him to give me some pretty decent lyrics, but I was just I was hoping for something that was above average. Lefty Gunplay and the his rapping, his cadence, everything is not good. It just really did not hit like I thought it was going to hit. And then I looked at the fact that Jason Martin was doing this collab album with him, and I said, "Oh, Jason Martin is here to save the album," which in certain situations and certain songs on here, he did. He saved a lot of that. And then I got to certain songs where he mailed it in. He was here, he was there. It felt like Jason Martin was spread it a little bit too thin with doing the production and trying to collab and rap with Lefty Gunplay. This really felt like this was rushed out, and it felt like they were trying to um take advantage of the hype off of GNX and off of him still being a feature that was on Kendrick Lamar's album. No disrespect, it just felt like this album just doesn't feel good. It doesn't have great lyricism. It doesn't really feel like it tells a good story. It's just it's some gang shit, what happened to me in prison, so on and so forth. And again, there's a place for that, but with you coming off of being on Kendrick's album, I would expect a little bit more from you. And I would expect you to actually put a little bit more work into to crafting a better album. You get what I'm saying? And maybe that's a curse. Maybe being on Kendrick, maybe being on that GNX album was a curse because we're seeing what's been happening with some of these people who were featured on there, and it ain't looking so hot. Now, I do enjoy the features that he had on here as well. One of my favorites and one of my biggest standouts is Osby Chill. I have been talking about Osby Chill for a very long time. He's out of Compton. He is such a great rapper, and he was on the Grey Goose Freestyle. And I love this verse. He's one of my favorite West Coast rappers. It was just the main two people who were doing this album were hit and miss on a lot of different songs, and it did not make any sense. Overall, it just didn't feel like a lot worked on here when it came to lyrics and putting together a cohesive album that sounds like they were telling good stories. So when you think about tracks like Heavens Above or Gangsters Get Scared or Can't Get Right, those songs just fall completely flat on their faces. It's just those songs don't hit. I don't know what's going on with the production side of that, and the rapping. None of it just didn't sound good. It also feels like Lefty wasn't really trying that hard to give us a cohesive album. It doesn't feel like Jason Martin was doing the best production possible. And when I say production, I mean like producing, like giving direction, telling people how it goes, sequencing the album. None of those things happened on this release, and that shit is crazy. I don't know how they could miss so hard with somebody who has this much hype. There is barely any replay value to this album, like barely. There are a few songs that I'm gonna take from this and most definitely put it in a West Coast playlist. But outside of that, man, this album just did not work. It suffers from having dated production, underwhelming verses, and the features weren't used in the correct way. He had a game feature on here, and I don't think anybody would know it unless they read the credits. It really felt like they were trying to take advantage of the buzz he had coming off of the GNX album. Completely understand you want to strike while the iron is hot, but when you put something that has a very underwhelming production value with underwhelming raps, you just can't. It just don't work that way. So with all that being said, this Lefty Gunplay album is a hard skip. Ain't no replay value at all with this thing, man. Leave it where it's at. I was really looking for something that was going to be good. I thought I was going to have to come in here and just crash out and talk bad about everything that I listened to until I found a nice little diamond in the rough. Swavay dropped his newest EP called BILLY2 10 tracks, 22 minutes long. I honestly haven't listened to him since he dropped Almethason in 2022. He was on Def Jam back then, and that album was actually solid. A little too overproduced for my taste, and especially for the way he raps, but I think it was still, I seen the talent there and I was like, this, he got something. So, if he drops something else, I'll most definitely listen to it. So with this new project that he has, he's completely independent now and he sounds amazing. Great energy. I love the production choices on here. He's giving me a lot of Denzel Curry vibes with what he's doing, and that's a high praise because I think Denzel Curry is one of the best new art or best young artists that we have that nobody talks about. He puts out great projects and great albums, and I think Suave is on that track to being on his level. The one thing that stood out the most for me when I listened to this album was the production choices. He self-produced this album. Well, 98% of it, 99% of it he did. I think it was one song he did not produce, and it was an interlude, which is cool. But his ear for picking samples, like he picked the Feeling in the Air song as a sample and flipped that, and that's like the second song on the album. And he put these drums behind it and his bass behind it. It was so cool how he flipped it. And I thought that stood out really well and it really pulled me into the album. And then a few songs later, he gets into a New Orleans bounce. The name of the song, let me see, it's Destiny. Yeah, Destiny is the name of the song. He has this New Orleans bounce. He has two songs like that, Destiny song and the very last song on the project. And it's got this New Orleans feel to it. And I was just like, how do you go from having this hard hitting Atlanta bass sounding song going and then moving into a bounce and it just seamlessly flows together? Like that's one of the things about people self-producing who are good at it. They know how to string all of this stuff together and it doesn't feel weird. I'm a big sucker for people being able to sequence their albums correctly and make it sound good where I don't have to skip around. I love listening to an album from front to back and not feel get that like like nigga, what was you thinking? I hate those types of projects, but he knew what he wanted to do. He crafted this album to his rap style, and I think that was the best thing he could have possibly done. Coolest thing about this project also is, it doesn't sound like he's got a corporate or label mainstream sound. Like everything sounds like him. It sounds like it came from what he wanted to do outside of what he was doing with Def Jam, which he didn't self-produce that album, his last album. It was more of just different producers coming from everywhere. And like I said before, his last album sounded very overproduced. This sounds like it was him. It went with what he was trying to do, and it was helping tell the story of what he was getting into, which I think is amazing. I think these emerging artists now are really taking control of their sound, especially when they're independent and making what they want to make. And that's what I love to hear. I want to hear what's coming from you. Sometimes when you get with a producer and y'all don't vibe, you can't get a good sound off of that. And this right here just lets me know that Suave has a lot more talent than what we thought he had. And I really was impressed with the production on this album. Suave is not a super lyrical rapper, and that's okay. It feels like he's rapping just to get his point across and just to tell you guys what's going on in his life. And that's not a bad thing. I don't need people to be super lyrical to tell a story. And I think that's where some people get things mixed up. Like there are very lyrical rappers out here who cannot tell a good story to save their life. They just want to rhyme shit together because that's what it goes. It's like the Eminem style of rapping. He is rapping to make sure we understand his point of view, where he's coming from in this song, and how do we get to the end of it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I enjoyed about his rapping on this album. One of my favorite songs on here is Dun Dun, where he really leans into telling us what's been going on with the industry and how labels treated him and how he was trying to break through, and then when he got it, it wasn't what he thought it was. And he wasn't very lyrical with telling that story, but I understood what he was talking about because he was getting his point across. Also, another song, Them Girls. He opens up about getting cheated on with this chick he was dating, and she went back to her ex, and he felt really fucked up about it. Like, he didn't have to get into some type of super lyrical bag for me to understand, like, this bitch just cheated on him and did it with her ex, and it was some bullshit. He just got his point across. And I think we get so concerned about niggas being barred up that we forget about storytelling or telling us what's going on in their lives. Like, I like the fact that he didn't get real lyrical on here to be able to get those points across on those songs. The two songs on the EP that I did not like are the two songs that transition very well into each other. Like, there was a interlude on here that transitions into the song called Miami, and those are my least two favorite songs on the project. But the way he seamlessly transitioned into the other song was so fire. It just worked so well. Too bad they just weren't good songs for me. But with that being said, I really thought that this album we gave a lot of who he is. He was telling stories about growing pains. It just really got it's kind of like he was reintroducing himself to us so we can see what he's going to be doing on his independent grind. And I love the fact that he came out like this with this Billy 2 project. So bottom line, this whole thing, this is a strong showing from Swavay. I'm glad he took the independent route, and I'm glad he's taking control of his career, especially when it comes to the production side of things. I never really knew he could produce, and I hadn't seen anything else he has produced, but I'm going to dig into a little bit more to his profile to see if he's produced for other people. But I really want to see how far he's going to be able to go being an independent artist. Out of everything that came out this weekend, this was the standout. This was the one that was like, I got hope that we're going to have some good music. This Suave is a very good album. The production's on point. He has a lot of relatable storytelling on here. And from front to back, man, it's heat. It was two songs that I really wasn't messing with, and that was pretty much it. This is something that needs to be heard. I love the fact he's independent too, so he's gonna get bonus points for that. But overall, this is certified heat, man. If you have not listened to Billy 2 from Suave, go out and listen to it right now. It is a phenomenal project, and you will not be disappointed. It's the end of the show, so you know what that means. It's time for me to tell you what songs you need to put in your playlist and what songs you need to avoid at all costs. Starting off with Stormzy, Sorry Rach. This is a UK artist. Stormzy's hit or miss. He put out a 2-pack this past weekend, and he had one song where he was like singing super heavy, and then he had Sorry Rach, where he's addressing a lot of criticism he's been getting over here in the UK for some of the things he's been doing, like the McDonald's deal or his stands on certain things. I don't want to mention it, but look it up. You'll find it for yourself. I think he did a great job with this song, and it is most definitely something you need to put in your playlist. Next up, Lowski featuring Chai Cartier, Uptown. Look, man, outside of Nims, these two are the hottest up-and-coming UK rappers you can listen to right now. This is a fucking banger. I love Chai Cartier. She is one of my favorite UK rappers this year. I have been unapologetic about pushing her. Lowski did a phenomenal job on this song. If you want a banger, if you want a certified banger, you will put this on your playlist right now. Next up, we have Twin S and Twin H and Fumes the Engineer with Plugged In. Man, seen them there, so I'm doing it there. This is the newest song from the Twins, and they have the Greedy Master with Fumes the Engineer. This shit is fucking hard as hell. I love this song. They killed it. I played this song like 50 times already. I've never heard Twin S and Twin H before. I haven't heard of Fumes the Engineer before, but this song popped up on my algorithm. I went and listened to it, and I couldn't turn it off. This is some really good UK rap here as well. The two twins play off each other very well. The song is so good. This needs to be put into your playlist right now if you are a UK rap fan. You can't get no harder than this song. It's called Plugged In. AZ Chake dropped What 2 Times. This has been out for a while now, but I finally got a chance to listen to it. I had saved it and put it to the side. This song is hot, bro. This shit is some fire. AC Chake is the only one left that's giving me hope that was a feature on this GNX album that ain't been cursed yet. So AZ Chake, if your album's gonna sound like this, bruh, I think you're gonna have a long and great career. But if you go like some of your other brothers, the way that they went, I don't know what's gonna happen to you after that, but this song right here is some fire. Make sure you put that into your playlist. Next up, Jazz Cartier. It is real. Jazz has always been one of my favorite stylish Canadian rappers. He does lifestyle rap. He has been one of the most underrated rappers out here for a while. I've been listening to him since Hotel Paranoia. I am a big Jazz Cartier fan. More people don't talk, not enough people talk about him. He is a very cool lifestyle rapper. He just talks about all kinds of beautiful things. You have to listen to you have to listen to him to understand. But he has a song called It Is Real. And please get to know Jazz Cartier. Go listen to his catalog. If you like this song, you'll love everything else that he's put out. Now it's time for the songs you need to avoid. Starting off with Four Bets. Hope you don't mind. Hey, Four Bets. Everything you're putting out sounds exactly the same. Figure the shit out and put out a fucking album. You're starting to steal Party Next Door's gimmick, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna whip your ass about it. You continue to do the same fucking song, and you continue to do the same gimmick, which is start off the song, sing, and then at the end of it, you slow it down and you chop it up, and you screw it up. And I get it. It worked 2 or 3 songs ago, and you're gonna continue to do it because you feel like it's still working. Hey, figure out what you're gonna do. Get out from under Anicia. Figure out what you're gonna do for an album and drop the damn album. This shit is getting ridiculous, and your gimmick is wearing a big thin. Your 15 minutes are about to be up. Next up, Kid Cudi and Neverland. This is in my notes. Dear Kid Cudi, your music annoys me now. Go find Kanye West and make Kids See Ghosts Part 2 and have a great retirement. I'm sick of it. You are annoying as hell. I hate the video, the vampire bullshit. All of it sucks. I'm sorry. I'm done with Kid Cudi. Figure out how you and Kanye can be friends again and make another Kids See Ghosts where you can actually make some good music for a change. And finally, I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for this, but I don't give a fuck. The Weeknd, Doechii, and Playboi Carti with Timeless. I'm not impressed. I don't care. Now, I know. I know you're saying, what is Doechii? Love the verse that she put out there. I think it's the production. I think it's the beat. It just messes with me. I don't really care. My expectations was really, really high when I seen this on my timeline, and I seen that all 3 of them were going to be on a song together. And to be honest with you, it don't work. It just doesn't work for me. Not taking away from Doechii, because there will be no Doechii slander on this channel. But I do hate this fucking song. Like, it just don't work for me. I don't know if it's the production. I don't know if it's just the chemistry between the 3 artists. I don't give a fuck. Figure something else out, because this shit ain't working for me. It's overhyped bullshit, and I can't fuck with it no more. With that being said, that is it for the episode. I am done. I hope you guys had a great time going over these albums with me. Look, guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're supporting me the best way you can, as far as likes, comments, all of that good stuff. And if you've seen something in my critiques that you didn't like, call me out on it. Don't matter to me. We'll go back and forth in the comments, and we'll have a good time afterwards. But thank you guys for supporting me. I love each and every one of you, and I will catch you next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.